but I'm scared. I'm just like, what the I'm a mess. I got my sprained ankle.
That's the whole point of this fight. It creates conversation, barbershop conversations, taxi conversations, airplane conversations, and that's what we want. The more people talking about the fight.
The atmosphere inside the arena swung wildly in a matter of seconds, roaring one moment and falling silent the next. The bout between Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul had been marketed as a clash between generations, a former heavyweight king fighting to reassert himself against a media-era boxer who spent years transforming attention into legitimacy. When the final bell sounded, the reaction was immediate and explosive. Social feeds flooded with clips, breakdowns, and instant verdicts as analysts and fans dissected every exchange. Then came the aftermath. Both fighters stepped forward to speak, measured but emotional, standing firm in their own interpretations of the night. It was clear this wasn't just about who won or lost. The moment carried weight beyond a single result.
I think at the end of the day, I'm a kid with a big heart that wants to change the world, disruptor, and I never took no for an answer, and I'm just chasing my dreams, having fun, and living the American dream, really. It's a testament to hard work. And every single day, dedicating yourself to a craft, pushing through when you don't want to be there. And it all pays off in the long run. And believing in yourself, setting goals that people think are impossible. That's really what my story is all about.
There's a particular stillness that settles in after a major boxing night. Not true quiet, but that suspended moment before reality reorganizes itself. Corners were busy with checks and assessments. Medical staff moved through their routines. And both teams disappeared from view as the arena slowly exhaled. When words finally emerged, they weren't polished sound bites. They were raw reflections. Weariness, restrained frustration, hard-earned respect. Emotions only fighters truly understand. Joshua's first remarks carried the weight of self-audit. He spoke like a veteran already replaying the night in his head, noting the angles that escaped him, the rounds that drifted away, the sequences that would be revisited for years. Paul's response struck a different tone, outwardly confident, yet unmistakably human. He talked about the noise, the isolation inside the ring, and the avalanche of opinions that follows every disputed moment. Different voices, same conclusion. Both men stressed gratitude for the occasion, respect for those who showed up, and a desire to let the fight settle naturally, before history compresses it into a single line in the record books.
Different skills. He has a very side-on stance, tries to practice the Philly shell, and I think Jake has a chance that is slim to none.
I really appreciate it.
All good?
Thanks, Marco.
Thank you very much.
See you guys.
Yeah. Heavyweight of the world!
Yeah. Can you get my back? No. For the first week of sparring, I had to get comfortable in there and let things slow down and feel the power out and get the confidence to slip, catch, move.
In the weeks before the fight, forecasts flooded every corner of the sport, and they were anything but unified. Betting markets and data-driven analysts largely leaned toward Anthony Joshua, installing him as the clear favorite across most major books. That consensus echoed through mainstream coverage, where experience, pedigree, and proven knockout power formed the backbone of the argument that on the number side, CBS Sports and Sportsline analyst Josh Nagel sided with Joshua, even highlighting stoppage scenarios among his preferred outcomes. The logic was familiar. Joshua's history against elite competition and his ability to finish fights when openings appear. Yahoo Sports contributors echoed that view, suggesting the structure of the event itself. The officiating, the pace, the moment naturally favored a seasoned heavyweight accustomed to navigating high-pressure stages. But the pre-fight conversation didn't move in a single direction. Some of boxing's most outspoken figures pushed back against the analytics. Tyson Fury, never hesitant to challenge consensus, publicly floated the idea that Jake Paul possessed the kind of power that can erase expectations in an instant. He even claimed he'd put real money behind that belief, injecting genuine uncertainty into what many assumed was a foregone conclusion. Dana White offered a more grounded, if blunt, perspective, dismissive of crossover hype, yet openly acknowledging the risk Paul was taking by stepping into true heavyweight territory. It was a reminder that the sport's power brokers were paying attention, even if skeptically. The fighters themselves added fuel. Paul, consistent with the persona he's cultivated for years, predicted victory outright. He dismissed the idea that Joshua could stop him, repeating that confidence across multiple media appearances. Those statements weren't just bravado, they sharpened the tension. When a favorite is backed by analysts and an underdog has credible believers, every round feels amplified, every exchange heavier with consequence. After the fight, the commentary shifted, as it always does. Analysts revisited their assumptions. Some stood by their reads. Others admitted they misjudged the tempo or dynamics. A number of former champions and active fighters reframed the bout as a lesson rather than a referendum. Amir Khan, for example, spoke about the kind of punch that can end spectacle-driven boxing narratives. A nod to Joshua's capacity to impose traditional power and discipline in a modern, media-shaped arena. Across social platforms, fighters dissected details, subtle adjustments, moments of ring control, and rare stretches where crowd energy seemed to tilt momentum against expectation. What stood out wasn't spin, but candor. Many acknowledged being wrong. Instead of smoothing over misreads, they used the fight to discuss craft, how to prepare for a social media-born opponent who has refined timing against legitimate professionals, and how a veteran like Joshua must manage not just physical danger, but narrative pressure. The kind that can influence officials, broadcasts, and the emotional rhythm of a fight itself.
Wow, it's very tough to say something about Joshua or Jake. I'm waiting for this fight because I'm so excited. But, Jake have a lot of chance to win. And a lot of people think he not, but I believe in Jake. Joshua is the best fighter and have a lot of experience in boxing. He's a heavyweight guy. But Jake improved a lot, and the people need to respect both, because it's not everybody have sorry my language, but have a balls for come inside the ring and fight.
From the opening bell, the fight announced itself with urgency. The tempo was sharp, almost electric. Early exchanges hinted that Jake Paul's awkward aggression and unconventional angles could find daylight, especially in bursts. Then came stretches that felt unmistakably classic heavyweight boxing. Joshua asserting range, working behind the jab, setting traps for heavy, deliberate power shots. What appeared subtle on replay carried enormous weight in real time. A compact uppercut made the entire arena collectively hold its breath. A brief stumble shifted momentum in ways the scorecards alone could never capture. These were moments that didn't need volume to matter. They changed rounds by changing belief. Afterward, both camps spoke with measured respect about those turning points. Joshua's team emphasized discipline, effective jabbing, structured combinations, and moments where fundamentals created separation. Paul's corner highlighted something different, gritty exchanges on the inside, and a composure that defied his unconventional route into boxing's biggest stages. Neither side framed the night as validation or failure. Instead, they spoke about what the fight demanded from both men: fresh respect, lingering questions, and a long list of unanswered what-ifs. If the ring was where the fight unfolded, social media was where it became permanent. One clean exchange, one near knockdown, one frozen frame became the shared language of the night. Clips looped endlessly. Analysts, celebrities, and casual viewers debated mechanics and intent, frame by frame. Memes transformed split-second expressions into lasting narratives. The fight stopped being singular and became communal. Both fighters leaned into that reality. Short, unfiltered clips released from locker rooms and medical check-ins pulled fans behind the curtain. The effect was immediate. The moment felt human and commercial at the same time. Confessional-style post-fight content blurred the line between intimacy and branding, convincing audiences they were seeing something authentic rather than carefully staged. Trainers from both camps spoke with precision. Joshua's corner pointed to lapses in range control and the importance of maintaining defensive structure against unpredictable angles. Paul's team praised conditioning and resolve, while openly acknowledging tactical gaps when facing an opponent, with Joshua's timing and shot selection. The language on both sides was instructional, not defensive. There were no excuses, no theatrics, just breakdowns. Why certain rounds tilted, how tempo strained specific game plans, what needed adjustment if this were to happen again. Their words sounded less like press statements and more like assignments, detailed notes meant to be carried into the next training cycle, waiting to be answered in silence long before the lights come back on.
See those big discrepancy in skill. Sometimes the better fighter carries the other fighter, or maybe goes a little easier. Is there any part of you that maybe thinks that way, or are you going in there 100%?
Zero part of me. And it's not even that, it's Jake. It's just, do you know, I was actually looking at myself today. I'm a very respectful guy, brought up by a good family, but if I can kill you, I will kill you. That's just how I am. And this is just the job I do, so the ears that they're talking about is a massive bonus. So for me, I'm not worried about what people think about the integrity side. I'm more worried about, are they talking? And as long as they